Voicemails from my mind. Mark had always been a rational man, rooted in logic and reason. But everything changed the day he began receiving the voicemails. It started innocuously enough, static-filled messages with a voice that eerily mirrored his own, warning him of a murder he would commit in the near future. At first, he dismissed them as a cruel prank, perhaps a friend testing the boundaries of their camaraderie. But as the days turned into weeks, the messages grew more detailed. The voice described locations, potential victims, and even the time of day. Each voicemail ended with the same chilling words: "Prevent the inevitable," or "Face the consequences." Consuming his every waking thought, the messages drove Mark to paranoia. He meticulously altered his routine, avoiding the places mentioned in the voicemails, distancing himself from the people he supposedly would harm. Yet, the calls persisted, each one more desperate and insistent than the last. He reached out to the police, but without any tangible evidence or an identifiable caller, they dismissed his claims as stress-induced delusions. Mark, now a shadow of his former self, found solace only in the confines of his dimly lit apartment, where he obsessively analyzed the recordings, searching for clues that might break the cycle. One night, after yet another nerve-wracking voicemail, Mark decided to confront the voice. He recorded his own message, demanding answers, and played it back into the receiver. The next voicemail was different. The voice, his voice, responded with a sinister revelation: "You are the only one who can stop this. You know what you must do." Shaken and desperate, Mark realized the voice wasn't from the future, but rather a manifestation of his fractured psyche, urging him to confront a dormant darkness within. It terrified him beyond measure, but he knew he had to face it head-on. The final voicemail came just as the clock struck midnight, sending shivers down his spine. "It's time," the voice declared with an eerie calmness. Mark, finally succumbing to the coercion of his own mind, headed to the address mentioned in the messages. As he approached the location, a chilling realization dawned upon him. The murder had already occurred, years before, when he was a child, and the victim was his own innocence. The voice was not warning him of a crime he would commit, but rather reminding him of the one he had long buried in the recesses of his memory. The true horror lay in the revelation that the voicemails were his mind's desperate attempt to reconcile with a past he couldn't escape, leaving him forever haunted by the ghost of his own guilt.